Hey, I'm Patrick Fish.
And I'm Justin Wilson.
And I'm Connor Shaw.
And together we have conducted a feasibility study for a new stadium at Winthrop University.
We will provide you with the following: executive summary, introduction, project description, market analysis, key project assumptions, economic and fiscal impact, pro forma financials, and conclusions along with recommendations.
Now I'm going to show you why it's feasible to build a Winthrop football stadium.
The City of Rock Hill seeks to facilitate a state-of-the-art football stadium at Winthrop University to provide a top-quality stadium for Winthrop football and generate economic benefits to the community. It is envisioned that building this football stadium will bring the community together at Rock Hill and bring the economic impact to the city and school. We feel that the new football team will generate excitement across all parts of Rock Hill and the outskirts around it, just as the men's basketball team does. The City of Rock Hill is known for their love of football and their powerhouse high school teams. With an unlimited amount of talent located in Rock Hill, the Winthrop Eagles can be successful while basing their recruiting out of local high schools such as South Point Northwestern. Throughout this feasibility study, we will go over the financing of our stadium as well as how we will proceed to get loans and investors. This will include how much of an impact the new football stadium will provide the City of Rock Hill in South Carolina. We will provide examples of our balance sheet, income statements, and statements of cash flows for the first 5 years. At the end of this study, we will conduct if our idea is feasible or not.
We feel that building this new stadium in Rock Hill, South Carolina will provide a sense of togetherness. We want to build a top-notch stadium with a capacity of 8,000. With the new football team coming to Winthrop, they're going to have to play and start somewhere. What better way to start this team up than with a brand new football stadium right on campus? The ticket prices for Winthrop home games will soon be finalized and an affiliated date, but we have our hopes set on $30 per ticket. We want to charge a reasonable price to accommodate everyone, but we also want to see what our competitors are charging year in and year out, so we will be able to keep up with our opponents. With this stadium, we also plan to have concerts and also hold the South Carolina High School Football State Championships, as well in rotation with the University of South Carolina and Clemson University. We feel that with 8,000 capacity stadium, that it would not be too big or too small. This is comparable to other small colleges in the state, such as Furman and Wofford. We plan on having limited suite seating on the home side of the stadium and putting the student section in one of the end zones. At the other end zone, we plan to have a nice grassy area and call it the kid zone. We will provide blow-up PlayStation for parents to take their kids to. The stadium will also have elevators to accommodate for all special needs. We will also be putting in a state-of-the-art video board. The size of it will be determined, but we're looking at it being around 52 by 22. It will all be in HD and have a great quality. We will also provide an outstanding sound system with a new technician's room to control everything within the sound and the video board. Once all this is incorporated, we feel like this stadium will be enjoyable to everyone. We found a piece of land right on campus that is located with all the sports fields. We want to be able to keep the stadium right on campus for easy access. We feel that having it next to all the other sports, it would create a close relationship between all coaches and student athletes at Winthrop University. In the next few images, we'll provide a stadium seating chart as well as a sketch image of what this stadium would look like on campus. Also, we'll provide a highlighted spot on campus where the stadium will be located.
Winthrop University is located in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and has a student body of slightly over 6,000. Rock Hill is located in the Charlotte-Concord area, which has a population base of over 2.4 million. This market analysis will review the opportunities and challenges for Winthrop University in building a football field. The target markets for the football stadium would be in an order of importance: alumni, current students, future students, corporate donors, and local government authorities. Each of these market segments must have their own needs addressed. If built, Winthrop Football Stadium could become a social, financial, and visual anchor for the Winthrop University. Additionally, it could become a significant force for economic growth and tax revenues. The creation of a home for the university's football team could become a rallying point for both local alumni and those who have left the immediate area. As interest in the program grows throughout the use of the stadium, so can the potential of alumni development donations. The goals for current students are similar to that of the alumni. A stadium would enrich the student experience. It could help the current students' retention. With 7 to 8 major social events every fall, students will become more likely to stay on campus during those weekends. This has the dual advantage of having them stay close to the university and build stronger ties, while at the same time spending more of their money locally. It has also been indicated that when students have more of a reason to stay on campus, they have more of a reason to room on campus. Keeping the dormitories filled, or even building more of them, helps to fund the school's academic programs. Future or prospective students will look at the football stadium as an added benefit and source of recreation. The rare occasions that the team might be on television provides an incredible outreach opportunity for the university. As sports teams will do well, enrollment increases. The University of South Carolina has seen this repeatedly. Corporate donors spend their money where there is potential for return. A football stadium with 8,000 to 12,000 filled several times a season is a powerful venue for marketing. From actual naming rights to buying advertising space, corporations have an opportunity to reach a large number of their target market. Kennesaw State, a school not very different from Winthrop, is launching a football program in 2015. Fifth Third Bank purchased the naming rights to the stadium. Also, another university very similar and close to Winthrop, UNC Charlotte, has also just built a new football facility. Finally, local governments will see great potential for increased tax revenue from food and lodging. The trends in college football show no signs of anything other than continuing up. Winthrop could also align itself with the Big South Conference and share in revenue and marketing. The weakness with the development of a football stadium is the staggering cost. The university would have to issue state bonds and rely on heavy alumni donations. Using these resources for a football stadium would detract from the university's other immediate and medium-term goals. We feel that providing the university with new football facilities will not only be a marketing success for Winthrop, but also for the city of Rock Hill. Winthrop University offers a dynamic and successful intercollegiate athletic program that benefits students, student athletes, faculty, staff, and a greater community, as well as provides indirect benefits through the students' recruitment. Successful athletic programs help universities by attracting students and student athletes, and also serve as a rallying point for internal and external pride that translate into effective donor and community relationships that benefit the entire institution. Winthrop already attracts outstanding students, but adding a football stadium and team would add even more potential students. Members of the Winthrop student body have an interest in adding football to the sports offering at Winthrop because of the school spirit the sport could create. The earliest Winthrop could add football is fall 2015 and would need to begin funding for a stadium immediately. We believe the stadium would cost between a range anywhere from $10 to $11 million depending on the quality. Yearly operational funding, athletic aid, and personnel would be significant. The following feasibility study addresses a variety of key aspects necessary for a decision to add a state-of-the-art football facility to the campus of Winthrop University. In the study ends with a set of conclusions, which are intended to serve as a framework on which to base discussions. These discussions will ultimately lead to a recommended course of action that will be in the best interest of Winthrop University.
Next, we will talk about our key assumptions. Building a stadium that seats 8,000 will cost nearly $11 million. Since we are planning to hold the stadium on campus, we have decided to clear trees across the street from the track and soccer field to create space on campus for the stadium. This area provides enough space for parking and places for people to tailgate before and after the game. Once the area is cleared, we will begin building the state-of-the-art facility as soon as possible. The finances to build the stadium will mainly come from the athletic department and the Eagle Club, as well as loans and bonds. The loan we intend to take out will consist of $5 million over 10 years at a 7% rate. We will also inform our alumni and Eagle Club members of the options to naming rights of the stadium. The field will be named Winthrop Football Stadium until the naming rights are sold. We will be offering the naming rights for a set price of $2 million, which we believe is a fair price for the naming rights. We will also provide naming rights to other places such as the locker room and meeting rooms. These naming rights will bring in more than enough money during the building process. We feel that our alumni will be very supportive in the building process, and we will ask for donations and offer tickets to a certain number of games depending on the amount donated. Once the stadium is built, we think it will bring in most of the revenue in our athletic department solely based on ticket prices for games and concerts. Obviously, a small amount of the money will come from clothing and concessions, but the majority, we believe, will come from ticket sales and the money we will bring in for playing BCS teams on the road. Season ticket deals will be a great revenue source as well. We also believe this stadium will be a great place to hold small concerts. We will increase the seating for concerts by nearly 2,000 by placing more seats on the field, giving us a total capacity of 10,000. Since the city of Rock Hill and the state of South Carolina is known for their love of football, we think income rates will constantly increase each year as the team proves themselves in the Big South Conference. Once the stadium is built, we hope to continue to bring in more and more people into the Eagles Club. This should allow our income to rise as we bring in more interest to the football program. The expenses should continue at a constant pace with utilities, maintenance, salaries, and other things. Since the stadium is only seating 8,000 people, this will give us an opportunity to build and add on if we think it is necessary in the future. The first financial statement from the pro forma financials is the Winthrop Football Stadium balance sheet. As you can see here, we got everything listed from the years 2015 to 2019. Starting with cash, in the first year, we expect to earn around $1,124,899. And as you can see, that total continues to grow through each year. We expect our accounts receivable to grow and our total current assets to total up in the year 2015 to be $1,132,939. After that, we have our plant, property, and equipment. And here we show the building, the equipment, and the accumulated depreciation. As you can tell, the cost of the stadium is going to be right at $11 million, and the accumulated depreciation will continue to depreciate. And we will go into that in further detail in just a second. After that, as you can see, our total assets will be around right over $11 million, close to $12 million. And then you have your liabilities and owner's equity, and that will continue to rise as well. But closer down to the bottom, you'll see our owner's equity. We plan to have our capital right there around 65, right there, 6,500,000, somewhere in there. And as you can see, our total liabilities and equity does equal our total assets in each year. Next financial statement is the income statement. As you can see, we have our revenues and our operating expenses. The revenues that are included from the year 2015 to 2019 will be our ticket revenue, booster revenue, concessions, fan shop revenue, away game revenue, and TV and radio revenue. As you can see, this is going to total up around $2,240,000. Our operating expenses include the salaries for the coaches, utilities, maintenance, and depreciation. Below that, you'll see our earnings before our interest expense, and then our earnings with the income tax expense. And our net income each year continues to rise. We'll start out hopefully around $468,160, and it ends up around $530,000 right there in the year 2019. Our next financial statement will be a concluding effort of cash flows. We'll start out with the cash T account for the year 2015. You'll see our debits and credits. We'll have our revenue over there in the debit side, our capital, and everything over there in the credits with the buildings and the equipment, long-term debt. And as you can see, after everything, all the expenses and revenues and everything debited and credited, will come out with a total of $1,124,899 in our first year. And this next picture here will have our continuing cash flow, starting with the year 2016 going through the year 2019. In the year 2016, as you can tell, our net income, depreciation, everything's there. And as we spoke about earlier, we hope to end with $1,595,108 right there in 2016 after our first year. And our cash flow continues to rise. As you can see, it goes from 2016 to 2017. It'll continue all the way to $2,053,990, and then that will continue to rise into 2018 and 2019. And then here you'll see 2018 and 2019, our final 2 years of the 5-year summary. We hope to end right around $3 million in our cash flow right there in the year 2019. This next image here shows our fixed asset record with a straight line depreciation. This shows our $11 million stadium and just the depreciation of it. As you can see, the $11 million stadium. If we go 30 years here of estimated life, the estimated straight line value will be right around $360,000. We also have our equipment depreciated, and that's over 5 years. And the estimated straight line value of that will be right around $10,000. You combine those two, we have right around $376,000. And below all that, we have our accumulated depreciation from 2015 to 2019. And here we have listed our NPV, which is net present value, our IRR, internal rate of return, and MIRR, our modified internal rate of return. As you can see here, we did our instant cash flows, our 7% interest right there, discounted cash flows and some, and came up with a net present value that was negative right there around $3 million. Our internal rate of return was also negative at 2%. But our modified internal rate of return, which is our most accurate point right there, is above 0, and it is a positive 1%, which gives us hope that this is a feasible project. After further review and analysis, we believe it is feasible to build the Winthrop Football Stadium in Rock Hill, South Carolina. After going over the future income, revenues, and expenses, we came up with a modified internal rate of return that was positive. We believe this return is the most accurate due to the non-normal cash flow that will be brought in for the stadium. Our net present value and our internal rate of return were both negative, but after extensive research of other facilities and arenas, we believe the modified internal rate of return is the most accurate indicator of a positive feasibility.
And now we'd like to extend a special thanks to the athletic director at Jacksonville State, Brad Edwards.
And also Woody Fish, the Director of Athletic Relations and Alumni Fundraising. Thank you very much.
Go
Eagles!
Now I'm going to show you why it's feasible to build a football shit.
Very similar to close the
With the new football team coming to Winthrop, they're going to have to play start. Now we would like to extend a special thanks to.
Hey, I'm Patrick Fish.
Oh my god, dude, y'all gotta chill out, dude. I'm sweat. Look at my arm. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so nervous, dude. Okay. Holy shit. Oh.